consent matters. All right, shower is completed. That's not okay. Oh, I just saw the gnat again. That's not okay, in my opinion. Oh! I will be a plus size influencer who has died. That is crazy. This video is so raw, you guys. Fuck.
Damn, what a real bitch is saying.
Hey there YouTube, it's me Hens, and I'm back here with Amberlynn. This is weigh-in number 9, but you could never tell it from the title. This is called Diabetes Results and Unexpected Unfortunate Diagnosis. Bar, weigh-in episode 9. So let's get into this 12-minute video.
Hey guys, welcome to a new weigh-in video. I feel like I kind of have a lot of things to talk about, so let's jump right into the 5 questions. So for the 5 questions, I get them on Instagram. I post a little thing on my story that says, ask me any questions.
Just to be clear, she posts on Instagram because she knows the audience there is much more friendly to her. It's much less critical.
That are weight, food, health related, and then I gather them, and I even have a list of like backup questions. Why were you so proud of yourself for not weighing in daily? So food isn't the only relationship that I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to also work on the relationship with my vaping. That's why
the fact that she says that while looking very high right now.
I've quit that, even though I have
her set to 1.3 speed, and she's this low. She has definitely been vaping right before recording.
Lied on it, and I'm working on my relationship with the scale because I can become extremely obsessed with it. Like there are times where I will literally weigh myself multiple times a day, and this is extremely unhealthy because I will see a normal fluctuation that happens to everybody, and I will take that fluctuation and it'll trigger me and
except that you even count your weekly fluctuations as successes, or you say, oh well, that's not real because ... because I have cellulitis, because I'm depressed, because I'm just not feeling up to it, because I'm not a girly pop right now. It's whatever you decide in the moment.
Spiral me, and sometimes it'll cause me to overeat or emotional eat, but regardless, it's just not healthy. It doesn't make sense, but it is something that can be fixed, so I'm trying to fix it.
She doesn't understand that the fact that it doesn't make sense is part of the problem. It means that you're not employing actual logic. You're doing whatever sounds good in the moment to yourself and thinking that that's going to make a change. And then you don't stick to it because there's no logic behind it, because there's no actual intention, there's no actual plan.
So the fact that I was able to go a whole week without weighing myself is crazy.
Yay.
Have you noticed your face also swells when you were swollen? Yes, and my mom also experiences it, so
it doesn't matter what your mom experiences. Your mom is a fucking separate organism than you. The people you would compare yourself to is more your siblings than your parents, because you only get half of your DNA from each of your parents. You can't just assume that you're taking everything from them because you want to think that. She doesn't understand anything.
Might be like common or like genetic. Like literally in my last...
How did I know she was gonna say that? Bro, I have not heard this. But I knew that's where she was going. It's not genetic, Amber, because genetically you're more predisposed to having things in common with your siblings. Your full-blooded siblings, but I know that some of her brothers are only half siblings.
Last vlog, my last weekly vlog that I posted, I noticed it, and I'll show you guys a clip where it's like the beginning of my vlog. I am so swollen.
But even then, my older half sister and I both started as lefties. I just ended up being ambidextrous, and then both started as double jointed as children.
And then towards the ending, you can like literally see how much I've deswelled. So that's why when I see people are like, oh my God, it's so like noticeable that Amberlynn has gained weight. It's like, you know, yeah, but also a lot of the time.
Yeah, but I denied it. When you guys said I said you're full of it. And you can't say, because you don't know what I eat. Even though I show you what I eat in a day, you can't say that I'm gaining weight.
Sometimes like you're seeing me really swollen. So sometimes it's a lot more obvious, like in my chin or around my eyes or my cheeks, or sometimes it's just my legs, my arms, but this was the beginning of my...
Amber, it's still weight. It's weight in your body. It's not just in the atmosphere around you. You don't have an atmosphere surrounding your body because you just have so much gravity.
Vlog, and then here I was at the end, where you can tell that the swelling has definitely gone down. So sometimes I do look bigger. Sometimes I do look...
Can I? This is completely different lighting. Hello. This has some natural lighting mixed in.
It's my legs, my arms, but this was the beginning
of my
vlog,
daytime.
And then here I was at the end.
This is at night. This is at night with no daytime lighting. Amber. And you didn't even film it We don't even know that these were from the same order she's presenting.
Where you can tell that the swelling has definitely gone down. So sometimes I do look bigger, sometimes I do look smaller. And that's just the way it goes with the things that I have to deal with on a
Gorl.
day to day basis. Is it true that you would stay this size if it was healthy? So in one of my
Yes.
last live streams, I talked about the fact that like if it wasn't for the fact
Even if she doesn't stay healthy, she is fine staying this weight. As long as there are people who will give her attention and tell her she's pretty, she doesn't care what size she is. She doesn't care what happens to her. Like, just tell her she's pretty and that you think she's interesting, and she'll be putty in your hands.
that being this size was unhealthy, I wouldn't feel like this urgency or this anxiety or constantly talk about weight loss. I wouldn't care so much to lose weight. And what I mean by that is
You
I'm not
talked constantly about weight loss even when you were 375. In the Crystal era, you were obsessed with not necessarily the weight side of things. She was obsessed with the food side of things. She used to do food hauls all the time. She would leave out the parents' food and Crystal's food while she was showing hers. That's her. Or she would say, Crystal, hand me that, hand me that, hand me that, so she could show the next thing.
not doing it for vanity reasons. I'm not doing it for shallow reasons. I'm not doing it for my looks. I am
Okay, cool. Wonderful. Do you want a cookie?
doing it for my health. That is why I've always been very much about body positivity in the sense of everyone is beautiful regardless of what they look like or the size that they are.
The problem with that is that not everybody is beautiful when you look at their personality. Some people are awful, wretched, horrible people, and they hide underneath, well, I am trying. I do these things. I'm trying. Doesn't matter if you're trying if you never actually put effort in.
But I do not believe in health at every size, and I never have. But yes, if I could be healthy, if being fat was not an unhealthy thing, then I wouldn't care. Because again, this is not for
You're not fat. You're morbidly obese. Super morbidly obese.
vanity reasons. I'm not fat phobic. I don't think that fat people are ugly, nothing like that. It's strictly
Yeah, you just thought that you could do better if you weren't fat. You thought you wouldn't have to hang around Beck and Ricky and Eric. You thought you were above it.
because I
Even
want to be
then.
healthy, I want to feel better, and I want to live a longer life. What do you mean you'd feel lethargic eating French fries? So what I meant by that is like I'd feel sluggish. It's just like a sluggish feeling. Nobody feels good after eating junk
We know what lethargic means, Amber. We know. Better than you. You probably had to look it up. What are you talking about?
types of food. I know I feel way better, way lighter after I eat a healthier meal versus an unhealthy meal.
Really? Really, you're on that ballerina diet, huh? One cigarette and a french fry? That's it? Dainty.
But being
Airy.
lethargic and tired, those things can happen at the same time, but they are two different things. Because a lot of people are like, girl, you just said that you don't get tired after food, but now you're saying that you get lethargic. Yeah, two different things.
That's the same fucking... She knows that's the same fucking thing. She literally just said sluggish. Amber, being tired leads to being sluggish. And usually when you're sluggish, it's because you're feeling tired or because you're weighed down by like something. Like, the way she tries to reimagine language, it's crazy.
So this was the most popular question I received this week is why'd you go to Denny's after the hospital? My mom was hungry and I'm not gonna lie, so was I. It was past
And this is why she's gonna die. It's like last night I went to see that new Final Destination movie, Final Destination Bloodlines. It was really good. For a thriller slash horror movie, it was like a 7. And for a movie in the Final Destination franchise, I would give it like an 8 or an 8.5. It was pretty good.
minute.
But it's just like that. Like in those movies, you watch these characters try to avoid death, and what they're doing is like, it seems good in the moment, but it's leading them down a series of events that leads to these horrific, tragic, extreme events that otherwise would never have happened because they're trying to avoid an initial smaller thing. And it's exactly what Amberlynn is doing.
Midnight and we were at the hospital for hours. Neither of us ate anything that day. I was not expecting to be at the hospital that long.
Why didn't your mom get something from the vending machine. Every hospital has vending machines.
It was my mom. I didn't go to
or even a cafeteria. If you were there for 10 hours, I know that the cafeteria was open.
the hospital for some like crazy critical thing. I was directed by my doctor's office to go to urgent care, and then urgent care directed me to go to the ER because urgent care actually does not do ultrasounds. And then I ended up calling the emergency room just to see like if I can come in, and they told me I should probably get that looked at. So I went there for an ultrasound. I didn't go there for like anything critical or crazy.
Actually, Amberlynn is mistaken. Amberlynn is actually mistaken. Urgent care centers can do ultrasounds. I've had one. I had to get an ultrasound on my liver when I was about 27. I had to get that done. And I went to urgent care and they arranged for me to do a follow up because they did do imaging. So I know that that's not true.
Crazy. Like people still have to eat. My mom said she was not going to go home and like cook something.
They couldn't do it then and there. They have to schedule, probably, is what the issue was. And Amberlynn thinks that everything should be then and there. And so she probably got all worked up. And they were like, well, you should go to the emergency room then.
I want to come home and cook something. It was really late. I was exhausted.
Yeah, you just didn't want to. Like, it's not like you need to do better for yourself. I hope you got 2 Grand Slams because they're currently running a special where if you buy one, you can get one for $1. So you should check that out, Amber.
I know she was as well. Like eating is still a thing that happens.
And I know that she was as well. And I just wouldn't want to do that to my mommy.
If someone goes to a hospital or not. And I got a salad at Denny's. So next part is I want to talk about how my week went. So I've been going through a lot of stress, anxiety, worry, depression, some very low lows.
And since Denny's is a franchise, we will be checking the menu to see what salads they have available.
I've shared a very small fraction of it, but majority of it
a small fraction. I complained over multiple videos and monetized them, but it was only a small fraction of my pain and suffering.
Suffering in silence. So I did have my
suffering. And another reaction channel, who was it? I think it was Rachel. She pointed out that Amber's use of language is very interesting and telling in this way, that she says she's suffering from something, from a condition that she didn't even know about, rather than she was diagnosed with or she is living with. And it's so interesting because she wants to portray this as though she's constantly suffering and wallowing in the suffering and just dealing with it. And then also add on that she doesn't take medication. So it's like, oh, and I'm just doing it all through my willpower because, I'm scared of medicine. It's so fucking ridiculous. It's surreal to watch this because if you were really going through it, you would not reject medical care. You would not reject getting better. And that's on that. You can claim whatever you want. I don't believe it. I think you don't want to get better and you like to work up the story even with what you're telling your medical providers because you're hopping around and making it this all-day ordeal. And then it's like, oh, time for Denny's. I'm going to get a Grand Slam and a salad. And then since it's a buy one, get one for $1, you better bring me another one.
Doctor appointment yesterday because I was able to respond to the wait list really quickly. When they sent me the text message, I accepted a new appointment. So this next part,
in the last video, she made it seem like her appointment kept getting missed. Like she kept missing it. She just said that she got a new one within that same day.
Onto the wait list really quickly. When they sent me the text message, I accepted a new appointment.
This is a totally different version of what she said in that last video. It was like, I keep missing it, you guys. But now it's like, I got right on there. Really? Which one is it?
So this next part of this video, I will be talking about in my weekly vlog as well, because my weigh-in videos don't get as many views as my other videos. And I want...
Aww. And so I want to make sure that I get as many views on this as possible. I don't want to make special content out of this. I don't want to actually put in work and effort. I just want to make this as easy as possible.
majority of people who watch me to hear this, because this is like a big change in my life that's about to happen. So I will be also talking about this in my weekly
What
vlog.
is
So the first
it?
thing I want to talk about is Zepbound. That is the GLP-1 that I was going to go on, which is the weight loss injection. And my doctor prescribed it to me. And based on all of the research
Yay.
I've done, I was like, okay, yes, it is very expensive, but it is doable. So I get to the pharmacy, and turns out that is not the case at all. The pharmacy told me that the prices have raised. And it's like, okay, in my head, I was like,
Amber. Oh, Amber. Why would you go off a price that you were never quoted? According to you, you'll make about $6,000 pre-tax and pre-YouTube taking money from just your memberships. You don't need help. You don't need to come on here complaining about the cost of medication when people who work every day striving to do better for themselves and for their families can't make ends meet. You need to fuck off.
all right, so the first month is just the beginning dose, which is obviously the cheapest month, but my doctor told me that the beginning dose is not going to do anything for me. So when I increase the Zepbound, it's going to increase the price, and I don't have that money. That's okay. I am currently working on my relationship with food, and instead of doing it alone, I'm going to let professionals help me. My doctor did confirm, like, your hysterectomy makes it a lot harder to lose weight.
Your doctor, who probably doesn't have all of your medical history based on the fact that you keep hopping around and you only just got this doctor not too long ago.
And that was before I did my fasting labs, where I got results for something that literally, it makes me really emotional. It makes me want to cry, but I'm not going to. And we will get into that in a second. So on top of like my hysterectomy, my lymphedema,
Yes, anything mildly stressful or responsible on my part, I just gotta cry. I just gotta.
my messed up metabolism, it just seems like
It just proves that she is an emotionally immature and weak person. She's a feeble-minded individual, and she'll never do better on her own.
nothing wants me to lose weight. I have so many things just like literally fighting against me. I'm not going to give up. So while I was at
Nothing wants me to lose weight. Amber, the only thing that determines if you're going to lose weight is you. Your brain is you. There's no difference between your brain and your body. That is one thing. It is you. And then whatever animates that, whatever you believe in, animates your body and makes you you, that is your responsibility. Nobody else.
my doctor's appointment, they ask you like this depression screening, they ask you all these like mental health questions, and mine was not good. I ended up literally breaking down in front of my doctor and in front of my mom. I'm like bawling my eyes out. They're handing me tissue. Like I had a full-fledged like anxiety attack right.
It's almost like you're manipulating people. It's almost like you use your raw emotions and lack of control over them to control situations, to manufacture consent. Consent is important, you guys. Except when it doesn't come to her.
In front of him. It was really embarrassing, but it genuinely shows like the level.
No, it does not. Whenever she says, you guys have to understand, but you guys have to realize, whenever she says this,
Was really embarrassing, but it genuinely shows like the level.
it genuinely shows. When she says it genuinely shows, and then she's talking about herself and then projecting it out onto everybody else, it makes no sense because her behavior is aberrant. It's not normal. It's not average. It's not what most people do. It's not what a lot of people do. Amberlynn is bizarre. She is not any kind of trend that we can map to the general population. She doesn't understand that, and that's why she says these things to justify why she does them.
Of my mental health, like even someone just asking me like in my live stream like a week ago, they were like, how are you doing? Like it made me break down. I'm feeling everything so strongly and so deeply. My emotions are all over the place and I feel really low, and just a lot of mental health problems.
It sounds like you don't need to be in control of your life. If you break down at the thought of doing anything, if you break down at the thought of even being involved in the world, you need help. Like, you need to be shut away from everybody and deal with whatever it is that is inside of you that feels like you are not good enough. Because that's what it boils down to for her. She always feels like she needs to have everybody doting on her and validating her because she feels like there's something missing. But Amberlynn, you have to find that for yourself. Nobody's going to give it to you.
that I do not want to speak out loud. I just have constant, deep, painful emotions that I experience all day long, and it's genuinely ruining my life. Long story short, I was prescribed an SSRI to help with my anxiety, my lows, my depression, and to help with like the deep feeling.
That's cool. That's cool that you're prescribed these things. You were also prescribed that anti-inflammatory drug, remember? Are you going to take these? Or are you going to say, well, I just don't feel like it today. Well, I maybe next week. Maybe I'll start next month. Who knows?
Of having BPD, it's not going to help
Oh
regulate my
my
emotions or
God.
anything like that. Like, I have to work on that myself, but it's going to help stabilize me a little bit. So we did my fasting labs and I got those results today. My doctor actually
Oh
sent me
my
a whole
God.
message kind of going over
So
my
scary.
results and talking about like the abnormal results and what it could mean, etc., etc. And regarding if I have diabetes or not, I want to show you this clip. All right, you guys.
The only reason she's going to show this is because she doesn't. The only reason she would be so ready to show it is because she doesn't. That's it. Is because she doesn't.
My results are in. This is my MacBook. We're zoomed in, so you don't see anything personal.
We know it's your MacBook because it's the only kind of computer you have. You don't have an iPad either, so you can't have a mouse cursor, and you don't use a mouse with your phone. Amber.
I'm signed into my little health portal. I'm going to click test results. So we did a multitude of things here, but we're about to find.
How's your vitamin D? I have to take a lot of vitamin D. Let me find the bottle. Yeah, I'm super deficient for vitamin D. I'm taking once a week 50,000 units. I need so much vitamin D.
Find out. Here's my hemoglobin A1C to determine am I diabetic or not. All right. No. Oh my gosh.
No. Almost statistically negligent. No, I'm not. You better watch out. You better not cry. Santa Claus is coming to town right before your 35th birthday.
I'm telling you, 5.4 is my actual exact number that I always am every time I get this checked. So not even.
It's almost suspicious.
A pre-diabetic. So pre-diabetic would be 5.7 through 6.4. I do not have diabetes. I'm not even pre-diabetic. That is always something that...
I'm not even. You guys are probably more pre-diabetic than her. Stop being little hitting ass bitches. What's wrong with you?
It's just like in the back of my mind. I'm just always fearful that it's going to happen or is happening and I don't know about it. Just because
you're not.
Does not mean you have diabetes. And just because...
If you were actually worried, you wouldn't eat mostly carbs. Most of your diet is carbs. You don't even try until you go through these little phases where, I need a protein candy bar. Yum, 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 chocolate.
Because you're skinny doesn't mean you won't get diabetes. But some of my blood work is a little off. Some things that are questionable that
What?
said it's nothing to really worry about right now. But there is something that I'm going to be going on medicine for.
What?
Turns out I have hypothyroidism. That's so hard to say for me. I don't know why. So people who have that.
I think somebody suggested that she had that. I think somebody said that.
That is a leading cause of weight gain. Like, I've constantly been like, it's hard.
Amber. If you've been going for regular blood testing, you would know this already. You're already betraying the fact that you don't go to the doctor regularly. Amber, really.
Hard for me to lose weight because of my lymphedema, my going through menopause at such an early age, the hysterectomy, like the list can just go on. And now,
oh my God, my mentals. I'm just swirling.
Bam, smack in the face. I have the very thing that causes people to gain weight.
The very thing.
It's just like, I feel like the world is like...
Amber, at least you don't have super special obesity genes like Anna O'Brien from Glitter and Lasers. She can't control it. She has to get her body parts chopped off.
Against me right now. And I know that could just be like my depression talking, but I just feel really, really overwhelmed and defeated.
Aww.
So having the hypothyroidism, God, I'm gonna hate saying that word. It causes like the hair thinning. So that's also like a double whammy. And it also causes like low moods and depression and exhaustion, brain fog, etc.
Amber, obesity also causes those things. It causes hair loss and it causes brain fog. Shut the fuck up.
Etc. And I'm just like, wow, this is all also adding up for me. So on top of taking the medicine,
you're basically just one big feedback loop, and you do it to yourself. It's your diet feeding into everything. You act like, oh, I'm gaining weight because of this newly diagnosed hypothyroidism. But then at the same time, you've been eating 5 to 7,000 calories every fucking day because you keep gaining weight. You started your channel at 375 and you were 520.
For that, I'm also going to be taking a vitamin D because it was a little low. It definitely.
Bitch, if I'm taking vitamin D, you need to be taking vitamin D. I at least leave my fucking house and get sun occasionally. You never leave your fucking house in the daytime and stand outside because you turn pink because you don't tan, you burn. So, and you don't wear sunscreen. You don't wear it because you would have to wash your face.
Has gotten higher every single time I've gotten it checked. So that's good. But I just feel like, damn, like what next? Like I genuinely went from taking 0 medicine to now I'm going to be taking 3 medicines a day. And I just feel
oh my God.
overwhelmed and scared.
It's poison. It's poison. Oh my God, they're trying to poison you. Oh.
And frustrated. Like I hate medicine, but I know that I have to take it. My week's been rough. And these are just things that like I'm choosing to tell you guys because trust me, your girl has a whole other personal shit show of a life.
Hey, let's play Choosy with Amber's shitty life.
She is currently going through right now. And I'm telling you, my mental health is so fucking bad. And I cannot wait for this medicine to just like.
I'll think that your mental health is getting better when you stop referring to yourself in the third person. Once you stop doing that, maybe I'll back off.
Do what it's supposed to do.
Maybe.
Work on my body and just me continue to like make healthier choices and just do things that are right for me. So now let's talk about the goals that I had last week, which was literally just one. Work on my relationship with food. And yes,
no water.
I have still been doing that. So I have 2 goals this week. One is I want to keep a food journal. This will help me be aware of things.
Oh my God.
You guys know, like I'm not counting.
Are you going to put the trash in it too? This is what I had from this meal that I can put in here. It's a little scrap from the pasta wrapper when I ripped it open and poured it into the pot of cold water, you know? And this is the top, the lid from the jar of sauce that I got, Prego. And then this is the... And then this is the paper. And then this is the lining from the ground turkey that I used. It was delish.
On the calories. Delish. Or anything like that. I'm strictly just like making better choices. But I'm finding myself like later in the night being like, what have I ate today? Like, why do I feel hungry? Or why this, why that? If I have a food journal, I'll know.
You have an iPhone 16 Pro, right? There's a handy little app on that phone called Notes. If you go there, you can start. You can even format it however you want. Interesting that you never try. Interesting. And also, I believe they still do this where if you buy a new Mac or if you buy a new Apple product in general, you get the Apple equivalent of Microsoft Office. I think that's true.
Know exactly what I ate. Keeping a food journal is like one of the very most recommended things that like any dietitian or nutritionist will tell you to do. And my second goal is literally just take my medications as directed.
It's what any dietitian or nutritionist will tell you to do. So I know because I'm a professional. I have been doing this for 10 years and being paid for 8 years on my YouTube channel. So I know I'm professional. You can come to me for advice. Just don't hold me accountable. Don't listen to me if you're going to hold me accountable.
And I want to document personally in my journal how I feel when necessary. So my last weigh-in from last week was 513.0, and this week I'm 516.0, and I'm telling you,
yay!
I'm not surprised. I have
yay. It's just inflammation.
Everything fighting against me. And right now, I am so overwhelmed with everything going on that I literally just cannot care over 3 pounds of a fluctuation. Genuinely can't. If it happens again next week, that's when I'll care. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Bye. I hope you don't have a 10-pound fluctuation. Bye. And just to be clear, like, literally by just eating less, since I started my YouTube channel, I have lost weight. I was up at my highest weight ever from one of my lowest weights of 130 all the way up to 215. 210, 215. And now I'm back down to 160, which is closer to my healthy weight, which is like 150-ish. Amber, You really don't understand because you're not willing to think about the things that you're doing with your life. You're not willing to think about why you're doing them, and you're not willing to do better for anything and for anyone. Not your mom, not your pets, not yourself. Let's read these comments. I've lost 210 pounds with hypothyroidism. Please don't use this as an excuse. Thank you. Unexpected health diagnosis whilst being once again a quarter ton is so insane pooky. Gorl, the only unexpected part of this story is that you're still here. She gained 3 pounds and she doesn't care. Saved you 12 minutes. Saved you 12 and a half minutes. She got put on an SSRI. A1C is 5.4 and she has hypothyroidism, probably spelled wrong. Put on meds for low vitamin D2. 516 lbs. Save your time. Thanos Lynn got herself a new Infinity Stone. Hypothyroidism. I love that for her. Because, like, that's the thing is, like, if she were going to regular doctor's appointments like she was so adamant about, like, you guys, what are you even talking about? I always go for my cancer follow-ups. I always go for a regular appointment too. And yet, you didn't have those records available before. Remember that? Because she could have just showed some of that, like the A1C or any of those other things if you do your regular blood work. Because I do my blood work every 6 months. Because I have my doctor's appointment every 6 months. And if I need to go any sooner, I can get an appointment within a week. And because I've been at my doctor for literally years, like, I think at this point, I've been at my doctor's office for 7 years. Almost as long as I've worked at my current job. The only stable relationship you've ever had is with Vaping Girly. We went through lipedema era, then BPD era, then mud puddle era, and now we're entering the hypothyroidism era. Diabolical as she goes to show us her results. I immediately get a DoorDash ad. Dark Knuckles have made a new feature. Oh no, the consequences of your own actions. Bullshit on the salad at Denny's. Ooh, thank you for reminding me. We still have to check that. Stop trying to find another caretaker and focus on your health, bro. How the heck is she not diabetic? I mean, she's inching her way up. She says it's 5.4 every single time. That is so very odd that it had stayed the same even as she's gained weight. That's very weird. And then that nothing else has changed, even though, and that it hasn't changed or even fluctuated, even though everything else has gotten worse. Nothing has gotten better in her health, ever, over the past 10 years. Just rolled my eyes so hard at the title and thumbnail, right? I was like, if she's gonna make this title and thumbnail, just wait until I make mine. Because, like, you're not gonna do this shit and get away with it. We all saw this coming. Let's read one more. Suffering in silence. This face. Oh my god. Let me zoom in even more. This is exactly what she was going for. Suffering in silence. And it looks like she blocked the word suffering because she knew that people were going to make fun of her. Did the Denny's salad also have 2,000? This is a bonus one. Did the Denny's salad also have 2,000 calories of cheese, ranch, and meat on it? Probably. It also probably had fried chicken and bacon. So that would be the meats. Meats plural. But yeah, y'all, I stopped the recording and I realized I forgot to go to Denny's. Let's go to Denny's, y'all. Menu. Let's go to salad. Where's the salad? Salad. Okay, let's see. So their salads range from 560 calories to 1040. So basically, you could have gotten a burger and fries. As long as you keep it to just a double cheeseburger, you could get some fries. As long as they're just regular plain fries, not seasoned fries. But let's see what kind they have. Mama's fried chicken house salad. I think that's probably what she got because Mama loves her a fried chicken salad. And then look at that proportion of chicken to salad. She definitely got this one. Let's Cobb about it. Prime rib Cobb. That sounds pretty good. Except I would have to ask for no avocado because I'm allergic. No bacon because that's gross. And then, yeah, that looks good. Grilled chicken, no bacon, no avocado. Why do I fucking hate when companies just put avocado in everything? Because it's like Taco Bell does that shit with the cantina stuff. It's like, I don't want avocado because I'm allergic. Stop putting it in everything. That and coconut. Let's see this one. Salmon salad, your way. Grilled, wild caught Alaskan salmon. How is she getting Alaskan salmon in Oklahoma? Please do tell. Yuck. They should have some like trout or something. Trout is really good. Anywho, if you like this reaction, leave a like, subscribe, and leave some cheese in the comments, or some lettuce for the salad, or a tomato or two, or some meat. Whatever you want, whatever you like in your salad, toss it in those comments. Bye.